Welcome to day 8 of SuFamiMas, the Super Famicom Christmas. And here's another arcade quality game. Just massive sprites. It's Gundam Wing Endless Duel. And this is a versus fighting game with a lot of characters from Gundam Wing. I'm not familiar with Gundam Wing. I have watched a bit of original Gundam, but Gundam Wing is always one that seems to be so popular. Let's just go with the protagonist here. Gundam Wing seems to be one that one of the Gundam shows that comes out that a lot of people say that this is one to watch. But I'm just familiar with Gundam from watching the movies, which are kind of like the abridged version of the entire Gundam series. And this is the interesting fighting game because it works on a range and it works up close at range, you know, with those crosshairs up there, and then you can use your ranged weapons, which is usually like a machine gun or something like that. I don't know if we actually have one, because we're not messing too much around with that. We're just trying to win here. And even though I'm not super familiar with this game on a technical level, which means I don't know any of the moves, it's pretty easy to tell that this is all the normal Street Fighter controls. Dragon punches, charge attacks, quarter circles, fireballs. But yeah, the thing I watched with original Gundam was great. The couple of movies, animated movies they made. Really, it might seem like, from the casual observer, it might seem like, you know, cool robots fighting, but it's actually very heavily anti-war message. It just shows how brutal and cruel war is on all sides of the conflict. Probably why it is so popular is because you both follow, you know, the protagonist and the villains. And even though you're never in doubt who the protagonist or who the villains are, I want to say they definitely are complex characters. It's not all black and white. Unless they have made some Gundam show. I mean, it is a shonen show, but it isn't the kind of show that's just intended for young kids where everyone is comically evil. It has a very broad appeal, which is why Gundam always have been a massive franchise. There's Gundam everything. It's not just video games. And even though it has been big enough to definitely translate quite a few video games over the years, but not as many video games that they actually put out. It is I still feel, compared to other franchises, modern franchises like One Piece, Naruto, well, I guess they aren't as modern anymore. But feels very entrenched in Japan. But it's very this game is great. It's very easy to pick up and play. And you should be aware that there are 2 Gundam Wing games on the Super Famicom. I don't remember the name of the other one. But Gundam Wing Endless Duel is the one with the yellow label if you're looking for a cartridge copy. Which is way better than the other one, which has a black level. That might be G Gundam and not actually Gundam Wing. Made for the Super Famicom, this is just a 4-button fighting game. It's not 6-button, not like Street Fighter, which is good because there's a lot of people who like prefer the Super Nintendo versions of Street Fighter 2, which certainly is probably a very nice home version. But I've always hated playing fighting games where you have to use the shoulder buttons for the heavy attack. It feels so unintuitive to me. I'd rather have a 6-button controller or a fighting stick with 6 buttons on it. And I think a lot of people probably feel that way as well. Whoa, he used his super. I wonder how I can use mine. I'm trying to do double quarter circles in hopes that is the solution. But it doesn't seem to be. Did he get me? Was it a double knockout? I think it was a double knockout. Yep. Should have been a bit more aggressive there, man. I think the stage here also really nails home the anti-war message. So you are in a battlefield and you can see all those planes out back. Apart from, you know, the buildings that are destroyed, all the planes burning there, there's a feeling that there was a lot of casualties. You can also see the corpses of other Gundam in the background here stacked up. And mine joining them here in a few seconds. Yep. Too bad. Let's try another character. I've always been fascinated. I've seen video clips of where this one on social media, where she has a guy tied up on a plane and she throws him off the plane and then shoots him in the head mid-air, which is ridiculous. I get the feeling that she's a villain, but probably not. This is Gundam is all about war, and some of the people who are brutally efficient at war and the sacrifices they are willing to make to get like their personal ambitions. This character doesn't shoot straight at him, but she shoots a gun into the air. Nice, easy anti-air character to have, but not my preferred style of play. Yep, just shoot her gun into the air. Do you have an attack that goes straight ahead? Oh, she has a nice dragon punch thing. Oh, he used this super attack here. This might be tricky. I doubt we can get past this guy. But let's not give up just yet. Let's see what else we have here. This guy's probably a villain. In the original Gundam, there was also a guy who wore a mask, much like this one. Sandrock. Yeah, let's try Sandrock. Well, Quattro is the name of the character, and Sandrock is the Gundam model. That super attack is really eating my lunch. That's probably a good counter pick, but I cannot remember all the characters here. I'm extremely casual when it comes to fighting games. I really like playing them with friends, but I'm definitely not good against the computer. And I think that the reason why I feel like I'm probably not really practiced enough against computer in many fighting games is that, oh, he's just gonna shoot me at range, is he? Is that I cut my teeth on Mortal Kombat back in the day, the home version. I used to play it on the Amiga. Mortal Kombat is probably one of the most unfair video games when it comes to fighting against the computer. Just the bosses. King of Fighters, I hear that is brutal as well, but I never played those a lot. But whenever I see King of Fighters, I always kind of want to get into them because they look so cool. There is a game, a sequel to this game on the PlayStation, which also uses fantastic 2D art rather than 3D models. And that's another one I can't remember the name of, but one that's well worth picking up. Because while we might be in 16-bit land here, once they started putting out 2D games on the PlayStation, which didn't have a lot because there was such a focus on hyping up 3D. But the few 2D games you do see on the platform really makes you think what could have been. And the Gundam fighting game is definitely one of them to check out. Oh, might I actually get one up on this one? Yeah, I did it! So this guy likes to fight at range, does he? Guess I'm just gonna try and get in and dash in and see what I can do. Didn't seem to like grabs that much, so maybe that's a good tactic to try and get some grabs in. Yeah, Shenlong. You have to defeat Shenlong if you wanna stand a chance, as they say. That's an interesting stage in the background. Did they went for a colorless Gundams in the background because they didn't want to make the scene too confusing to look at? Or is a part in the anime where someone has made a bunch of sand Gundams? No idea. But beautiful parallax scrolling with the sunset there, and the heat wave you can see. Heat waves from the heat. He hit me with this Ultra Uzi here. And more ranged attacks. But I have a gun as well. Well, I guess the Gundam we're fighting against right now, his name is Sandrock. So I don't know, the pieces are kind of coming together. It has something to do with the Sandrock Gundams in the background. Oops, now I'm just walking into all his attacks here. Ah, he outshot me. As I said earlier, it's a 4-button game. I never mentioned what the buttons actually do. It's light, medium, heavy attacks, and then the gun attack, which is like when you're up close, it does that kick here, which throws the enemies back. Blocking didn't do much to help against this barrage of attacks here. Ah well. But even though you lose, you get these wonderful massive pictures here, which again makes you feel like you are in the arcade. So yeah, that was Gundam Wing Endless Duel. Not so endless, it did end for me right now. But I do want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.